Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento.
Hell yeah! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome. Sorry, no lo siento. We here. We live. Launch day just happened. Salud. Hey. Yes, sir. Estoy claro en un bar. Hey, shout out to Day One. Shout out to Healing with Nicole. Shout out to Sorry No Lo Siento. Shout out Dennis B. Messiah. We did that.
Yeah, we did that. Shout out to the squad.
Ride out with us, guys. Let the song play. It's too good to stop it. Cheers. Salud, bruh.
Salud.
Boy, do we got a show for you guys today. Episode 4, Capítulo 4. Let's pull up this outline.
I know I'm doing the same thing.
Yo, man. May 10th was launch day. Whoever tapped in and listened, I appreciate you guys, man, for real.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yo, we really launched, bro. Yo, how long have we been working on this, Nicole? It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. And I'm excited. Hold on, we're going to let this keep playing. Boy, do we got to talk about today.
Yes, we do.
Hey, put that timer on this side, please. Yes. I'm going to play one more before we get started today, guys. I'm in a good mood. I was mad like 10 minutes ago. But we here. We're going to talk about it. Let's get it. Let's go. You know, if you know, you know. Shout out Shakira. Shout out all the Latinas, all the Latinos. Shout out the brown people, man. Shout out Sorry No Lo Siento. We here, episode 4. We got a real Plática again for you guys. You good? We're going to let this ride out. And we got a good show for you guys today, man. Vibe out with us. Ahora estoy aquí. They be sleep on young Shakira. They all go back to Hips Don't Lie. That's cool. Hips Don't Lie fire, but Tortura, Estoy aquí, Pies Descalzos, Sueños Blancos. Psh.
What?
Yo, I was in my bag this weekend. Because of the wedding, obviously. Estoy aquí. Hablando y... Hey, pull me up, bro. Pull me up.
Oh, perfect.
Wow. I didn't think I was gonna be a sipper on Sorry No Lo Siento, but I love tequila. I don't hurt nobody, you know. I love tequila. But wow, we here, man. Episode 4, Sorry No Lo Siento, Healing with Nicole. Day Uno in the building. Dennis the Messiah is with us in spirit.
In spirit.
But real quick, man. before we start giving our shout outs and thanks and all that, I want to personally give a thanks to my brother right here, day one, Sammy. Bro, for you to come in last minute, learn audio, like you're still learning it, but doing it in the process and seeing how what you gave us, the results, I can't even be mad at that shit, bro. I can't be mad at that. But
what mark is that?
that's 11 minutes. I can't be mad. I'm very proud of you, bro. Our audio sounds better than a lot of people's audio, man. It's loud. It's loud. I can hear it loud in the car, my phone, on my headphones. It sounds good.
Appreciate you, dog.
Nah, bro. Like,
thank you so much, Sammy,
that
for reals.
audio is no joke. Like, I know it's no joke. I know it's a lot, but for it to be your first attempt and you to deliver that, I can't even hate, bro. Like, that just shows me you're gonna get way better in the process of all this stuff. So, sound is a big major. It's one of the biggest things when it comes to podcasting, bro. It's the biggest. Everything's audio. We don't have no audio. It's gonna sound whack. So the audio guys always gotta get their credit. So I'm just giving you the props right here, bro. Because I'm very happy with the audio. I couldn't be happier, to be honest. Yes. And then second shout out will be to my brother Dennis B. Messiah, because if it wasn't for him, we would not have a look to the show. We would not have a feel to the show. That was all him that did the promo stuff, all the stuff that we use for reels. That's all him. That's all his mind and what he gave us. And he's the one that just automatically picked the colors for us because of the logo. I mean the title cover. I mean the artwork. And it became a thing. And lastly, well, real quick, shout out to our design Elijah for giving us a cover, because the cover just captures the feeling of the whole show. I love it. It feels like a cup is comforting another cup that's crying. It's just like, if you really pay attention to the cover really speaks to the what we're talking about on Sorry No Lo Siento. So he captured it perfectly. And the biggest shout out goes to you, Nicole, because I'm very proud of you. We've been talking about this for many months, and to be here finally launching our baby, giving it to the world, and having the help of other people that contribute to it. We wouldn't have been able to do it without him, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. Because if it wasn't for you, there wouldn't be no Sorry No Lo Siento, to be honest. It would just be OB probably, So thank you. I'm proud of you. You've been doing your thing with the social media. You posted 4 times. It's a lot that goes behind this that people don't know about. And the fact that I was out of town and we were still able to have a successful launch day, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes to the team and the collaborative effort, to be honest.
Yeah, so thank you to everyone. Tony, Dennis, Sammy, Chris. I think like OB collaboration is important, but also to every single person who has supported our social media, shouted us out, shared our content. Has pushed play, has
Push to that angle, bro. There you go.
Who's talked about
Sorry
it.
No Lo Siento.
Sorry No Lo Siento. Mugs coming soon, as well as merchandise.
But yeah, I just shout out to everyone that did listen, post, reposted, follow the page. Please follow Sorry No Lo Siento, because I know my account got I do got a small following, but I'm gonna keep I'm keeping it separate. Follow Sorry No Lo Siento for all the updates, because I'm not always gonna be posting from my page, because it's not fair that you guys are gonna keep following me just to get all the SNLS updates and not follow the actual page. Correct. And trust me, I'm one of them people too. I follow the main person producing instead of the actual page of the whatever they're promoting. So I want people to really tap into Sorry No Lo Siento, because it's just a vibe over there. It's a vibe, and we're just posting great content, man. And to be at the level that we're at and come out the way we come out, we dropped hella promo, and we had no episodes out. We prepped you guys a whole week and dropped multiple clips of the 3 episodes. And who else is dropping 3 episodes the day they premiere? Like, I'll wait. Y'all come out the gate with 1 episode. Like, we dropped 3 on you guys, and we dropped videos. It's out by now. So video will be out, and video will always be out the day after the audio. It's just right now I was out of town, so we're a little backtrack, but it's coming. And shout out to everyone that went into the brown bag post.
Thank you so much for
because y'all showed up, man. Y'all really showed up for us.
Y'all really showed up.
And I'm very happy because I wasn't gonna do it. I'm very prideful and I hate asking people to just support something. I feel like people should just do it out of the kindness of their heart. And I don't like asking people to. I feel thirsty when I do that, but the way I did it seemed it was just very casual. Like, yo, if you really rock with me, just go in the comments and mention sorry no lo siento. And the way people showed up, I know they saw the name. I know they saw us. And then that's all I need. I just need them to know that we coming. I don't care if they follow us back. I don't care if they show us no love. I don't care. That post was 2 weeks old, and out of nowhere, you guys had at least 20 or 30 accounts just tagging Sorry No Lo Siento on there. You guys definitely seen that. I know they saw that. So that's all that matters to me.
Oh, you see it.
I know.
I'm like, any, mighty, mo. Yo.
Is that a Bay Area song?
That's Young Jock.
Oh, I was gonna say.
There.
Nicole got some Nicole with it.
But I'm very happy with the way the rollout came about. I'm really happy with just the way the show it's just everything. And I know it's gonna keep getting better, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just excited, and we dropped the Mother's Day episode, which was amazing. You know, I really love the Mother's Day episode. Shout out to my mom for being a guest on there. And you know, I'll get into it. I'll get into my week basically because I was with my mom during Mother's Day this weekend. I haven't spent a Mother's Day with my mom in the last few years, honestly, since they moved because you know work and then seniority wise, other people want the Mother's Day off, so I never really get it off. And I forgot it was Mother's Day when I asked for the time off because my sister was getting married, but it was just like I knocked three birds with one stone, kind of, you know. I was able to spend Mexican Mother's Day with her, American Mother's Day with her, and I was there for my sister's wedding. And I really love the promo that we used for the Mother's Day episode. I love the pictures. Like the fact that we dropped on Dia de las Madres, which it was planned, but it just made sense to drop that day and give you guys a real plática based around Mother's Day, and then bring my mom onto the show and really just give her side of like motherhood and how she came about into it. And I love the Mother's Day episode. We dropped some heat, man.
We dropped some heat.
We dropped heat. The fact that someone told us that they lost someone the day before we dropped the death and grieving episode, like the timing of that to them was like crazy, and that's what I'm trying to do this for those type of people, the ones that cool. We can talk conspiracies all day. We can talk spirituality all day. We can talk the unseen all day, but when these topics, they hit at home. They hit the front door. You know, it's relatable.
Right.
It's relatable in this 3D realm, and that happens on the day-to-day basis with the many families and people. So the fact that people were able to relate to it, it shows me that yes, the IP that we came up with, this idea we came up with, is gonna work and it's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was really shocked to read that message when they were like, you know, they had just lost someone. They were like, wow, the timing. I just lost someone and this is your first episode. And they even came back and messaged me and mentioned how they were kind of laughing too about how everything we were talking about was relatable. And so I was like, I'm so happy that even in this dark moment, you could find something relatable and find humor in it, you know? And,
right, yeah.
And of course, if you do like the podcast, like I told this individual, if you feel so inclined to rate us, comment, subscribe, greatly appreciate it.
Yes.
So much.
Please go to Apple Podcasts and leave a review and all that stuff, because that's where it matters. On Apple. Yeah. You can listen on your preferred platform, but Apple seems to be where people are gravitating towards. And
right.
I understand everyone has iPhone, so I get how it's easier just to use Apple Podcasts. I ain't mad about it, but YouTube's coming. I know people prefer to see video. We actually have visuals. Like, I'm so used to just dropping audio that now we got visuals for the pods. I haven't had that since OB season 2, so I'm happy. And it's different. The videos it's angle switches and all that, so it's gonna be fun to just. Our facial expressions, our laughs, it's a whole different vibe. So I'm just happy that people really are gravitating towards the pod. And hopefully people that, the more we grow this, the more we're gonna start reaching out to people, and eventually you're gonna be able to submit your own plática, and we're gonna touch on the
Right.
plática that you guys submit, and make it a whole episode. And
Yeah, there's a lot still coming with Sorry No Lo Siento. So
it's like week 2 because it's like the second week we're dropping, but
Yeah.
it feels like we've been doing this the last 2 months, huh?
right.
Like we have many episodes under our belt,
Mhm.
but yo, I'm just happy with the outcome. I'm happy with the look. I'm happy with just how everything's turning out. And real quick though, before we proceed, I just want to Overly Blunt Network, man, we coming. I'm coming, yo. I'm coming. We're coming. Yavin Nemos, I'm telling you guys, because when Dennis put that OB Network logo on the cover, I wanted to cry low key because it's like, man, like this is my 3rd pod under my belt.
Mhm.
I did OB pod, I did Conspiracy. Now I have Sorry No Lo Siento, and it's a whole different vibe, a whole different lane. I have a different co-host. Everything's different about it. It's a whole different theme. It hasn't been. I don't think it's been done. There's multiple Latino pods out there, or there's other pods out there like
Right.
that. But the way we're doing it, it's not been done yet. So I'm just very hyped about that. So I seen that logo on there, and I'm just like, man, we have a network, bruh. We have a network, and Really Blunt Pod is still coming in the future. And I have so many ideas. Like once I settle in and get my feet settled with these 2 pods, I have so many ideas for other pods that I want to produce, that I want to have under my network, and
Mhm.
it's got me excited because I feel official. So whoever
Exciting.
hating, I'm sorry. No lo siento.
Yeah.
Because they're going to hate, brother. And that's cool. People are going to hate. People are going to talk. People are going to jock. Everyone's going to copy, whatever. I don't care. No one's me. And no one's OB. And no one's Conspiracy. No one's Sorry No Lo Siento. I don't care what you guys want to do. But it was funny. I was feeling myself, right? The day before launch day, I was feeling myself. I was actually at the wedding, my sister's wedding. I was drunk, right? I was feeling myself. And I had tweeted it out. I had written it out, and I just didn't tweet it out. I had written, everyone that say they potting ain't really potting.
Oh my goodness.
And I felt myself because I stand by that. I don't think people that are potting are really potting. They're not potting. Like the fact that Fowler told us, yo, you guys are being vulnerable on the show. I love how you guys are being vulnerable. You guys held space for my mom, and no other show is doing that, Nicole. No other show would let you tap into their personal life, into what's going on in there. Everyone's just giving you some conspiracy stuff that's happening out in the world, and I get it. You play, whatever you're into, you're gonna post. But the fact that I'm getting vulnerable. I'm telling you about, like, I brought my mom on the show, and I'm letting her break down how she felt about having me. No one's doing that. I don't care. Not even the people that are $1 million type of pods. They ain't no one's getting this vulnerable on the show. And I could be wrong. Maybe there is someone out there that is doing that. But
Maybe.
at our level, the way we're doing it, nah.
No, I think that we're giving people something real, vulnerability, layers, peeling back the layers. Because I think a lot of people are very surface, and so we're providing this almost like a level of intimacy of getting to know us.
Right. Yeah.
That I think people lack in general. And
like it's like we talked about this behind the scenes, Nicole. You have to, and I'm not doing this on purpose, but when you're vulnerable and people can see through you or can just see you for who you are, it's easier for you to sell things. People like you because of you now. They're not trying to decipher what kind of person is Chris, what kind of person, like, what are they hiding from us? Of course, yeah, granted, I'm not going to give you all my life and give you certain details, but if that conversation came about, I might spill the beans.
Possibly.
Yo, I'm not going to say it, but when we get to a certain topic, I might say some things that I never said on a pod before, and on this show, I get inspired to speak on it because it's that type of show. On OB, I get vulnerable as well, but I try to be more cool about it. I try to be more like I'm with the homies, so I can't really act like it affects me type, But here, being with you is just it's different, and I can get vulnerable. It's a whole different vibe, you know. And even speaking with a female, I'm sorry to call you female, with a woman, it's better to talk about, like, you know, certain things that I wouldn't want to talk about with the homies. I can tell you things that I don't feel as comfortable saying with the homies, not because I'm scared to tell them, it's because they might just be like, damn, that's crazy, bro. But you actually might give me advice, might be like, yo,
Right.
you know, maybe you should go about it like this or think about it like this, and you need that. So on this show, I can come with like that vulnerability, and I don't feel judged, and I don't care
Right.
because it's just, this is what it's for. We're trying to restore real pláticas in the sala, and that sometimes it gets uncomfortable.
You're right. You have to go through that resistance and that uncomfortable feeling to get through it.
So I'm very happy, and I'm just very glad of where. I'm just ecstatic. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I can't even put it into words. We're just getting started, and I'm just so happy because we started already.
Right.
It's always easy to talk about what you're gonna do. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Let's link up. Let's do this. Let's do that. But the fact that we were working endlessly behind the scenes to get to this point.
Yeah.
Like, people think, oh, we just decided last week to drop a pod. Nah, this was planned before my dad passed. This was planned August, September. After everything happened with me, push it back a little bit to where, since March, maybe February, mid-February, we started really working on it and really started putting the time in. I started fixing the studio a little bit more, started getting certain cables, certain things that I needed to make this work because we're doing it virtually.
Yeah.
And even that, who messing with us doing this virtually? Whose video looks like this virtually? Whose audio sounds like this virtually? Nobody's. You can tell you on a Zoom call. You can't tell we on a Zoom call.
No, it's really good quality, and I'm learning audio as we go along. Yeah, but a lot of people said that it was really good quality, and I wanted to touch on something. Fowla had said that I was like the epitome of Cancer energy or something like that, and I was just like, coming from her, that was so nice.
I feel it though. You definitely. I think that's why you. I think that's why I tell you, like, you're like my therapist type. You know, because you have that Cancer in you.
Yeah.
You care too much about people.
Tell me how you feel. But I do care. I do care.
You do. My brother's a Cancer. Dennis is a Cancer. They're the same way. They care too much about people. They're very friendly and nice and nurturing and like, how you doing though? Like, are you good? Like, who cares how I feel? How you doing?
Yeah, very much that.
But man, big shout out to everyone that's been listening. If you guys share this with your ninos, your ninas, your moms, your papas, your comadre, your compadres, everybody, thank you. Please do. Please share, because it's a clean podcast. We're not cussing on here. I'm not doing all that extra. Yeah, I might slip around and say a cuss word here and there, but I'm not. How do you say it? Echando madre.
No andamos con la vulgaridad.
No estoy echando madre and it's going all crazy, you know. So I'm being very respectful, and I understand that because I do want to grow this and be appeal to a different audience, you know. So shout out to everyone that's listening. Shout out to everyone that shared, for real, because we're just getting started, man. This is episode 4. This is week 2 of this. But okay, let's get into the show. ¿Qué tal contigo, Nicole? How was your week? How was your Mother's Day?
Well, Mother's Day was good. I spent the day, Saturday, not actual Mother's Day because of my mom's work schedule. So I spent Saturday with my mom. We cooked together because she didn't want to go out because, you know, all the restaurants are just packed and all this stuff. So then we ended up cooking together, sat around. We actually talked about the podcast. So it was really funny because I had been telling my mom about the podcast, right? And I hadn't told my dad. And so my mom was like holding the phone and pointing. She was like holding the phone and like pointing to me like, oh, you're going to tell your dad. And so then I was like, looking at her like, yeah, it's fine. I don't care, you know? And so then she's like, oh, you know, like wanting me to tell him like, well, yeah, I'm going to be on a podcast. And then it was really cute because my mom was like, sorry, no lo siento. And I was like showing her showing both of my parents, like the promo that I had that we worked on and put out. So it was cool. They liked it, receptive, supportive. So it was that was pretty much what we did. We just hung out. We just talked. That was it. We talked about my Reiki practice and my business. So it was really cool just to be open and to talk to them.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You got to spend it with your parents.
Mhm.
And yeah, shout out to your mom because you've been telling me that she knows how to use the internet out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was like, how did you find us? She's like, she Googled Chris X Matt and she found our interview with Conrad. Shout out to Conrad and I ended up telling Conrad that. She was like, Conrad seems like a nice man who talks very clearly, and so I ended up telling Conrad about it. But yeah, she's out here using the internet, so it's definitely new. I did not expect her to find you on Google.
Yeah, I guess I have a good name because it's Googleable like that.
You were on the first page. I told her no one goes to the second page, so yeah.
Wait, she found me on the second page?
No, she found you on the first page. But she was we were talking about because she tried to say that, oh, there's already something of sorry, no lo siento. I was like, no, there's not. And if there is, it's on the second page and no one looks. And she was like, oh, so we were like talking just about how she found you so quickly. And all of that. It was new because she's always asking me for help with the internet or with the computer or whatever. And so I was just like, okay, I see you finding Chris.
All right, we're back to sorry, no lo siento.
And we're back because of Zoom.
Today, like Mercury really retrograding, huh?
With Zoom.
With all this, there's no like even earlier.
Yeah.
Even earlier, all the we couldn't talk to you, and it's like we didn't change anything.
It's because the Kendrick album dropping, dog. Everything just the universe is going.
We're just wild.
Damn.
Yeah, but we're back.
Okay, so you spent your week with your mom, with your parents. You cooked with her and everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cooked with her, yeah.
Do you usually do that with your mom? Spend time with her and cook with her, or do you like wait for a Mother's Day to kind of do that?
No, we hang out. Like sometimes she'll be, because now my mom's trying to just make better food choices, especially with like everything going on with like food and stuff like that, and like swapping out her oils. And my mom's enjoys eating like vegetarian, but then still tries to eat meat because my dad still eats meat.
Right.
So we do like, I give her recipes because I do cook a lot of veggies as well. So usually when I go over, she's cooking something or doing something in the kitchen, and I'm usually chatting with her there. But we actually cook together. Actually,
that's good. Yeah.
Like,
I like that.
Teaching her how to make dressings instead of like maybe buying a dressing from the store they might have. So we've been, just that's how we've been bonding with like being in the kitchen, and just that's like our time to chat.
Wow, that's cute.
Yeah,
that's good though. But yeah, no, that's you just said that your mom trying to be more vegetarian and switch over and do stuff like that. That's funny because this week I indulged in a handful of meats. Pause, but definitely sounds so
super paused.
I indulged in some meat, some carne. No, I definitely had a birria at my sister's wedding. I haven't had beef birria since 2018. It was Thanksgiving when my aunt made it, and that was the last time. That was the last time I had it. Like I've had vegan birria, the jackfruit kind, and just as bomb. Don't get it twisted. Just as bomb, just as flavorful. Don't get it twisted. But obviously, that wasn't an option over there. And I'm at the point too where I'll never go back to eating meat 3 times a day ever. Like that's way too much. But I'm at a point where here and there, like a wedding, my sister's wedding, yeah, cool, I'll indulge. When's the next time I'm gonna do that? Probably not till next year, maybe. I don't know. You know, I can never go back to doing how I used to eat. But just like that, even eating the meat, chewing it, it feels heavy. Like, but it feels weird on the teeth. It's hard. It's harder texture, and my system's not even distinct. Yeah, it does have a smell to it. I ain't gonna lie, it does. It does. It has it's different. But
Mm-hmm.
and I ain't gonna lie, even when I eat it, it feels heavy when I'm eating it, and then I get constipated every time I have meat. Every time I
Yeah.
have meat, I have a hard time going to the restroom, and I know it's because it's
It's
to
heavy.
it's hard to
Yeah.
digest meat. It really
Mhm.
is.
It's a process.
It's a process, yes. So, but I enjoyed it. I had me some birrias, some rice and some frijoles and arroz and tortillas.
Ooh.
Classic wedding, classic
Yeah.
wedding food. I ain't gonna lie. I enjoyed it. And then the next day I had it for like the recalentado. I actually had
Mm.
before we get into our recalentado segment, but yeah, we had recalentado at the house, and I
Yeah.
had a birria, and I shouldn't have done that in the morning because I always messed up the rest of the day. The following day, later that day as well, I went out with my uncle and my aunt, and we went out to get some Peruvian food, and I had some rotisserie chicken.
Oh, so good.
That was
I love
it. By the
Peruvian
third
food.
day, I was like, yo, I'm done. Like, I'm down to go eat with you guys, but I gotta get some vegan food because my stomach was in shambles, dog. Like, it was not good. I was constipated, and my tía made me a té. She's like, hago un té, para que te hagas, para que puedas ir al baño, and I'm like, yeah, for sure. Sure enough, had that. I had some hibiscus tea, just straight hibiscus, no sugar, no nothing.
Nice.
That worked right away. So I cleared myself out, but it just like it shows me like I can't go back to. I'll never go back to doing all that, to be honest.
There's like levels, I feel. Once you get to a certain level, it's hard.
Yeah.
I think there has to be like a balance.
And mushrooms all day, really. I'd rather have mushroom anything over meat, to be honest. If I find a mushroom substitute, I'm going to rock with the mushroom substitute. Yeah, I'll do the soy here and there, but if I find a mushroom substitute, I'm rocking with the mushroom substitute. You can make mushroom, like king oyster mushrooms. You can make them into bacon slices. You can make them into, I shred them up, make them into I make chile verde with them. I have fun with mushrooms, man. And they're really the closest thing to chicken, meat, any type of that consistency. So I did that. And basically that's what my week entailed of. I was out of town. I was at my sister's. I was in South Carolina. I was at my sister's wedding. She got married. Congratulations, Crystal and Carlos. Congratulations to you guys. I have a cuñado now. So weird to say that, So weird to say cuñado. But my sister got married, and it was so emotional. It was such an emotional event because my dad wasn't here to witness such a beautiful thing. And I know he's there in spirit. I know he's watching over. I know he was there. His presence was definitely felt. But it goes back to the entitlement. The fact that you're not here to witness this physically, Dad, and that sucks. You're not here to witness the pivotal points in our life are coming up. My sister just got married. She might have a kid next.
Yeah.
Once this pot blow up, there's another one. 44 minutes. Once this blows up, he's not here to witness the fruits of my labor. He's not gonna be here to see me make something out of this. He's not gonna be here to see my brother graduate from college and be an architect. He's not gonna be here for moments that are really gonna hit. And I'm so blessed that he was here our younger years where I think it matters most. Because imagine if I didn't have a dad just growing up, I probably wouldn't even be the type of person that I am. I'll have a whole different outlook on life. So I'm very appreciative of him being here during the more important years of my life. But now the pivotal points are coming, the big benchmarks are coming up, and he's not here to experience it with us. And I got so emotional just thinking about that. I was drunk and I started crying, and my brother saw me crying, so he started crying, and it was just my mom came up to me and we had our moment, and it was a lot. My sister was she was going through it. And the day I got there, they were all turning up. All the family was turning up when I got there, and she was already drunk. And then later that night, she posted something on Instagram that said, "If you have both of your parents, you're lucky and you should cherish them." And I know that was her being drunk and just being in her feels and saying that. And I read it, and I'm just like, man, I know she going through right now because it hurts her so bad that my dad was not able to be here, to witness this. And he died this year. It's not like he's been gone 5 years or whatever to where it's like, dad's not here no more. it's still fresh. The wound is still fresh. The cut's still fresh. And look what happens. And it was just very emotional. My mom read a letter that my dad had written back on my sister's when she was 15 for her confirmation, and he wrote it in a point of view where the point of view was like if he was dead, like if he wouldn't be here. And to read that, man, we started crying just when my mom started reading that. So it was a big roller coaster, the whole wedding. Just a lot of moments of happiness and just being happy for my sister and joyful and family being there. It was so much love in the air. But then when those little moments of just sadness and damn, Dad's not here, and it is what it is, But it's unfortunate. But I'm just very happy for my sister. I was honored to walk her down the aisle. That was fun. That was amazing. Like I felt honored. She was scared to ask me, but I'm like, why? Like I'll be honored to walk you down the aisle. And I just feel
I saw that on Instagram, like when you were like, thank you for and I was like on my phone, like, why am I crying right now? Like,
no,
it was nice. It was really nice. It was heartfelt.
Where was your tux though?
We didn't have no one just swore like that.
Nah. I was like, my boy went in the button up, dog.
I had slacks and a button up, a little woven button up, because it was hot, bro. I got back to Cali. I'm like, how is it colder here than it is over there,
Damn.
Over there was like, it's humid. It was hot. So I was not going to wear a button up or long sleeve. Especially when I started dancing, getting drunk, I'm not going to be having all these layers on me. So I went to the Macy's that day. I found a cool little shirt. A little woven shirt was nice. I already took my black slacks, bought some dress shoes, and I kept it pushing. It was like a casual type of thing. Yo, it's funny real quick. My sister's husband, right? He came out and like, oh, I'm wearing this to the party and to the wedding. And all my aunts and my tias, they were like, no, you can't be wearing that. Because he came out like in some jeans and a shirt and a hat. And he's like, why not? It was formal. It's a formal wedding, right? Like, why can't I wear this? And I'm like, wow, like, bro, you wear that? That's disrespectful to my sister. I ain't gonna lie, like, that was disrespectful. And then then later when I saw him at the actual reception, he was all suited up and booted. I'm like, all right, bet. That's what's up. But it was. I wasn't not gonna wear a suit, dog. Like, nah. Everything was kind of improvised last minute. Like, my little cousins were flower girls, and I was like, oh, Sophia. I was like, oh, your dream came true, huh? She goes, what dream? I was like, you became a flower girl. She was like, she started crying. She goes, oh, I'm gonna get emotional because I've always wanted to do this.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, she's like 9'8". She's like, I'm gonna get emotional.
Oh my
But it was nice, family flying from Cali to go over there and spending that moment with my sister, and it was so cute because my mom woke up the day of Dia de las Madres on Tuesday. She woke up, and I guess my sister left. She had made us sign a card for her, but I guess she left the card on my mom's nightstand. So my mom woke up, she saw an Almond Joy. My mom's favorite chocolate is Almond Joy, so she saw Almond Joy,
nice.
and then there was a card right there. So she said, "What's this?" So she read it, and the card. My sister was basically telling her like, "Thanks, Mom. Like, thank you for convincing me to have this because it was so memorable. That I don't know. Like, I'm so happy for the party and how it turned out, and it was so nice and intimate, and that was nice. Like I told my mom, I told my mom, I'm glad I came because I wasn't gonna go because she wasn't excited. You got the way they talked about it. It seemed like it was just gonna be like a little signing of the papers and a food and that's it. So I wasn't really pressed about it, but I was so happy I went because. The way the community showed up for my mom, like the people from her church, they helped her out so much, and she has so much help out there. They really love our family out there, and it warms my heart. My aunt saw what they had one of the girls from church did the whole cake. One person gave her the bouquet. One person brought all the the little decorations. Like everyone contributed to it. And my mom, when she tells me this, she's like, "I'm not broke though. Like." I don't want them to think that I'm just because your dad's not here that I don't have money either, Like I don't want them to feel like I'm a charity. So I just sold a house. I got money, So that's how she feels, but she allows it because they insist. They're like, no, like we got it, trust. We want to give this to Crystal. We want to give this to you. We want to give this to them. And to my uncle next door, he's just he starts crying because he's like, wow, these people really show up for your mom and your siblings, huh? And it's like crazy because family don't even show up like that. And these friends are showing up in a way that family doesn't. So it was such a beautiful moment, to be honest.
Yeah, and community. I mean, when there is in fact a real community where people care, it elevates people. They elevate each other, you know, and it's not because people want money or, oh, I did this for you. It's like a genuine kindness.
Right.
And it's nice to see that it still exists and that people really want to genuinely be kind, not for clout, not for the gram,
Oh,
but
definitely.
just to be kind.
Yeah. But that's basically where I was at for the week. Obviously, launch day happened on Tuesday, so all last week I was out of town. We were prepping for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into the recalentado. You know, because I did spend Mother's Day with my mom, and last episode was about Mother's Day. So if you guys enjoyed that, you know, thank you. You know, I have my
Thank
mom on
you.
there, and I'm just so happy that I got to spend it with her. Like I said earlier, I haven't done it in so long that I'm so happy that I got to just be with her. And it's funny because in the episode I say, oh, I don't buy my mom nothing. I don't really spend nothing on her like that. She didn't get nothing.
Oh man. I got her 2 necklaces with these gemstone charms. She really liked them.
She liked it?
Yeah.
That's good. I gave my mom my presents this year. No, my mom, she doesn't really. I think she enjoys just that I'm with her, to be honest. And
Mm-hmm.
it was nice, you know. Sunday, what did we do Sunday? Actually, there was not much we could do Sunday because a lot of family was flying out that day. So it was a lot of they had drove to Atlanta to drop off family and stuff like that. So we didn't get to really do much. But Tuesday we went out, we celebrated. I flew out Tuesday night, so we went to Atlanta Tuesday night. We definitely had food and toasted and everything for my mom. So she definitely got celebrated on Dia de las Madres more than she did on regular Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
But oh man. Nicole, you want to talk real quick? You have a recalentado real quick? I have to go get the letter that I need to read real quick.
Oh yeah. So for my recalentado, I know that I talked about like my mom and just like the tough love regarding my weight, but I also wanted to talk about that just because I realize how much my mom is trying to be healthier, and I think that this whole time that's just been her way of keeping me healthy so that I don't have to struggle with anything weight related, blood pressure related, or anything like that. So it was, her and I have gotten really closer, and I just see that sometimes moms, I feel like, especially Latino moms, Hispanic moms, I think that they give us tough love, but their delivery isn't always smooth or kind, I guess. I don't know. I think that sometimes their delivery is a little extreme or intense, but they mean well.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't want me to have high blood pressure. She doesn't want me to struggle with diabetes or whatever. Just
Did she listen to the episode?
she's been listening to it. I don't know if she heard it, but I just like talking to her because I try to gauge her, but I was like, oh, maybe that's her reasoning.
Right, yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
Right. Now, when her saying that trauma clip was pretty, I was like, whoa.
But I mean, it's true though. Like, and I think it's a good thing that we said it because I think it makes moms more conscious of how they deliver a message.
Yeah.
Like, do I deliver messages? You know what I mean? It creates this question.
Right.
Or, reflection.
No, I feel that 100%. But that's good that that you look at perspective, right? You're looking at it.
Everything's
like,
perspective. Yeah.
Maybe she's looking out for me, and maybe honestly, I feel like most moms it's just really how you say it, not what you say. Maybe at the time it's like, well, sheesh, mom. I mean, because it probably would have hit worse if you were a bigger person and she's telling you like, yo, stop eating, because that's more discouraging. But you're already skinny,
Right.
you're already skinny, so her just telling you that's kind of like, all right.
Take care of yourself.
All right, so for my Recalentado, last time I read a letter from my dad that was written to me for my confirmation. That was episode, what is that, 2? 3? 2, right? 2. The entitlement episode, I definitely read a letter my dad wrote. Now this week, since we're touching on mothers and I'm reheating up Mother's Day episode, I want to read my mom's letter that she wrote to me for my confirmation. So this one reads, "Dear Matthew, when I first knew I had to write a letter to you for your retreat, I said to myself, oh, piece of cake. Now that I find myself writing this letter, it doesn't seem that easy anymore. Now, where should I start? First of all, there is no words to describe my love for you. My love for you has always been unconditional. As I was growing up, I remember always wishing to have kids. I used to fantasize about how I would be as a mom. I didn't think about the responsibilities that came with it. The first time I found out I was pregnant from you, I couldn't believe it. Both your dad and I were hugging each other and cheering with joy. I was so excited that I wanted everyone to know the news. I started calling my family. Everyone was very excited that we were going to have a baby. But I was even more. I felt blessed by God because I thought I was never going to have any kids. Usually women get pregnant right away, but not me. It took me more than a year, so I was starting to worry. I love you so much that I was very careful with my pregnancy. I took very care of you from the moment you were conceived. I wanted a strong, healthy child. The moment I knew I was pregnant, I became very overprotective of you. That is why I worry a lot about you, and I feel defenseless. When I do not know where you are. I know I have to cut the umbilical cord and let you grow up, but it is not easy. The day you were born was the best day of my life. I was in labor for 16 long hours and lots of pain, but after you were born, nothing else mattered. All my pain went away, and all I wanted was to hug and kiss you. When the doctor put you on top of my stomach, I thought you were the most beautiful child I couldn't believe that this little angel came out of me. Oh, Matthew, if you only could feel how I felt, if you only could feel how I felt then and how I feel now as I'm writing this letter, with tears in my eyes and a big lump on my throat, all I can say is that I love you very much, and I will always be thankful to God for giving me the privilege of being your mother. Matthew, I know that I have probably not met your expectations as a mother, but I do try very hard to understand all the different phases you have gone through and are going through right now. This is when I first started smoking weed, so that's why she's saying this. I understand that you are always going to have your own personality, and I can never compare you to anyone. Hopefully, both your dad and I have served you as good role models. I hope that you grow up, you learn to make good choices with your life. Your dad and I only give you life, but at the end, it is up to you. Your dad and I only gave you life, but at the end, it is you that are responsible for what you want to make out of it. You are a very responsible and intelligent person, and I know you will be very successful. I want to finish this letter by saying thank you for all those memorable times that I have from you. Thank you for being my son. Thank you for making me very proud of. Thank you for making me very proud of you academically and spiritually. Whoa, I wasn't even in my spiritual bag back then. Thank you for staying in confirmation till the end of the course for me. But most of all, thank you for being part of my life. Don't forget you are my pride and joy. May God bless you, hold you by your hand, and guide you through the right path until the end of your life, and don't ever doubt your faith. Always keep God in your heart. From the bottom of my heart, don't forget that you have my unconditional love, and whenever you need me, I'll be there for you. I love you forever and ever, Mom.
Oh, she's so sweet.
She's very expressive, huh?
Yeah, she's very expressive.
But shout out to my mom. You guys want to hear more from her? Tap into the Mother's Day episode. She's at the end of the call, at the end of the episode. A whole 40 minutes with her just chopping it up about her introduction to motherhood, how she feels about me, how she feels about who's her favorite kid. We ask her all that. Oh man. All right, Nicole. What we got for today?
Today we're talking about college.
College. Before we get into our real Plática of the day, though, is my phone on? Yeah. Before we get into the real Plática of the day, let's set the tone real quick. Let's set this.
Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento.
Shout out Dennis the Messiah.
Shout out Dennis for that. That's great.
Shout out the good brother. But yeah, our real plática for today is college. College. Such a basic topic, but such a deep topic in our culture. The pressure that's put onto us from our parents that think that in order for us to be any type of successful, we have to go to school. In order for us to be any type of smart, we have to go to school. Right. In order for us to be anybody in life, we have to go to school.
Right.
And here, we're here to tell you guys that that's not the case. That's not the case. And we want to break down our experiences with college and our parents' perspective on college, and just speak from our point of view, and because I know many people can relate to it.
Yeah, many people can relate, but if you are determined to go to college and get that degree, don't let this conversation deter you from that. Because this is just our experience, and what works for us might not work for you.
I mean, that's how it always is. College isn't for everyone, but
correct.
I understand the pressure society puts on us to go to college as well. It ain't just our parents. Our parents get that programming because of the society, the way society pushes it upon us, and you know, we can get deep. We'll get deep towards the end, because you can get deep and be like, yo, they want to own you, student debts, and they want you to learn what they want you to learn. Yeah, you know, we can get conspiracy with it as well. But I want to start off just by, what's your perception on college, Nicole? Being in high school and about to graduate, how did you look at college? Did you want to go to college? Do you think that was the move to do? What's your take on college before you woke up to the BS, like, oh, you don't really have to go to college?
Well, so for me, I didn't really care. I'm gonna be so real. I didn't really care much about high school
but you were a smart person. You're academically smart, right? You got good grades and everything like that.
I got pretty good grades. Here, I'm gonna just break it down for you. I didn't really go to class that much. I didn't go to class. I ditched. My parents know this isn't a secret. I ditched.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see the point of going to class when I could do good on the test and make it. I didn't see the point of like I didn't really care about high school. You know, I wasn't popular. I went to a lot of different schools. So,
oh, okay.
You know, I had friends, but we all ditched together. And yeah, I kind of struggled a little bit with grades, but I managed, you know, I ended up on top. I graduated. Obviously, the next step was college, but I didn't go to university right away. But so, that was clearly the next step, was to go to the university or go to a community college.
So you were never you never looked at you weren't prepping for college like junior year. You know how some
I applied. I got into a university, but I didn't go.
Okay. Like you did your SATs and all that stuff. Like
I did. Okay. I did my. For me, it was easy to pass tests. Certain classes I liked. Certain classes I didn't care for.
Right.
That's just how that was for me. In all honesty, it's hard for me to sit in a classroom and pay attention to a subject that I have no passion or care about.
Okay. I feel that. Yeah.
That's hard for me. Like it's hard for me to pay attention.
Because I was definitely, you know, I got my take on college was definitely like, my parents never told me, yo, go to college. Oh, you need to go to college. Never. They never told me that. But my dad went to college. My dad graduated from college. So naturally, it kind of just put that in me to where I have to go to college. You know, this is the next step after high school. And in high school, I took a lot of, I had honors classes. I didn't really do too much AP classes because I was just like extra to me. I always I want a little bit smarter classes, but not all the way dumb classes. So I always picked honor classes. And So I always kind of prep. I always like had that mentality of like I did Avid. You know, they were always pushing college on you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? So naturally, I had that in me. So when it came to applying, when it came to doing all that college application stuff, my parents never had to tell me like, "Yo, are you gonna apply? Are you gonna do this?" I literally just came to them and was like, "Yo, can y'all shoot me the money so I can submit these applications?" And they didn't mind. They were like, "Yeah, for sure, 100%." So I applied to 3 different colleges, Cal States. Got approved. I got approved to all of them. I got accepted to all of them. But I chose the college that my dad had gone to. But even in all that process, I'm just thinking like this is the next step. Like after high school, this is what I have to do. And the way high school was so easy, I got misled thinking college was gonna be the same thing. I thought college was gonna be just as easy. We come here, you know, we're all friends and stuff, and whatever you don't want to do, you can just copy it. You know, that's what I thought. And then when I started college, I was like, oh no, you're on your own. No one cares about you. No one's talking to you. Your teachers don't even care if you show up to class because they already got paid. They already paid for the class. They don't care if you don't show up and you fail. They don't care. It's a business, right? So I took myself to college because I believed that that's what I had to do to get to the next step in life. 2 years into college, I realized this ain't for me. I wasn't motivated. I had gone on academic probation because my GPA dropped below under a 2.0.
Right.
And I was young. I started college at 17 years old. I turned 18 in college. I don't know what I want to do yet.
No, but that's the pressure of society is expecting you to know what you want to do. Because I went to community college and I won't even lie to you. I went to 2 classes and I was like, this class is like, the teacher did not care. He was like,
I don't care.
He was like, here's the work on the board. Turn it in, test her on these days. And he just like would be reading a book or something. And then I went to this other class. It was like animal studies because I just didn't know. No one's helping you get a class. I try to talk to a counselor. No, everyone's busy. You can't get into a class. No one's there to help you. And I was just like, this is like, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? Yeah. I didn't even do a year of community college. I don't even think I did a semester. Like, I was like, this isn't for me. I'm sitting in this classroom zoning out. Like,
but you realize it wasn't for you in a community college, Nicole. Wasting a little bit of money. I realized it wasn't for me 2 years into being in a Cal State. I was $15,000 in debt by that time. Think about it. I was taking general ed at a 4-year when I could have been doing that at a community college.
But here's my issue with college is that why do we need all of this general ed?
Isn't that what high school's for?
That's what I'm like. That's where I don't understand. I like that makes no sense. That's where I actually talked to my mom about this the other day because my dad is a doctor in Nicaragua. He's a doctor. He got his PhD or all that medical stuff. When you finish secundaria is high school. When you finish secundaria, you're going to your next step and you're taking the classes that you need for your next step.
Right.
Here, you're wasting another 1 or 2 years on, general ed again. But it's like, didn't you take AP this and AP that and math and writing? And then when do you actually get to the real core of your classes,
Yeah.
So it's like, I think you lose a lot of people in the process. Me being one of them.
You do.
I went to technical school, and I think technical school, it is pricey, but I'm more of a hands-on person.
And that's where I'm going to say the way they prep you in high school for college is the biggest scam because they never tell you to go to technical school. And to me, yes, go to a technical school. Learn a skill that they can never take away from you. Learn something that they can never take. Yo, when you learn a skill, that's with you forever till the day you die. All this stuff that you're learning in general ed, all this stuff like that, you're just learning it for a test. Once that test comes, you don't remember it no more.
You don't remember. And when do you apply it to real life?
When I've never applied algebra in real life. When I never try to figure out why does y equal mx plus b.
Nope.
I never.
Never.
But I know what 2 plus 2 is. I need that. I need to multiply something and divide something. Like just basic math that's the
Percentages.
Percentage, exactly.
But outside of that, you're not using it. So I get it. They sell you on this. You have to be well-rounded.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry, and this might be offensive to some people, but I've met a lot of individuals who are highly educated who are not well-rounded at all.
Ooh.
So
hot take. Mark that one
sorry,
down.
no lo siento.
Exactly.
That's the truth.
That's true though. That's true, man. Yo, there's so many people at my job have masters. We're getting paid the same, but you are in school, all in school debt.
Same.
So I think go to a tech school, whether it be a beautician, an esthetician, electrician, a hairstylist, a barber. Yo, you know how much money barbers make? You know how in demand barbers are? But it looks so down upon when you're a barber, like, oh, you're just a barber. Like, that's cool.
I don't know why. I don't know why it's looked down upon.
There's so much money in barbers.
Plumbing, HVAC. You make a lot of welding. I went to pharmacy tech school, medical assisting. All of that is technical school.
Meanwhile, you got people going to school a 4-year for liberal arts,
and then you're not using it.
A history major.
But here's I was thinking about this the other day because I know someone who is an arts major who is not even using their degree for that. But I feel like society also traps you because what if, like, let's say, for example, I knew someone who studied Chicano studies. Now, where are you going to get a job unless you become a professor teaching Chicano studies? No shade. I think it's great, but it's also like they don't give you the tools for the passion for you to find the job because they don't help you find jobs either.
No, they don't. Chicano studies.
Yeah, I know someone who is very passionate about it, but they never got a job with that.
Because the only job you could get is like a teaching job, right?
Right.
A lot of these majors is to like teach that major. It ain't really to go out and about and do your own thing. So I think that's one of the biggest scams. You know, just
I think so.
Realizing like, yo, I should have gone to a trade school and learned a trade. Even audio engineering, even video, something that you can utilize in the real world and you can like learn and put your hands on. But all this business, I'm getting my degree in business. I'm getting my degree in criminal justice. Like everyone, like it's so broad. Like it's so easy to get. Like people think getting a business degree means you're gonna own a business. Like it don't mean that. It don't. But Earlier you touched on your dad going to school and doing all that stuff. How did your parents look at college? Did they go to college?
So my mom, she finished high school and she got her, I think it's like a diploma in secretarial skills. And then my dad, he was a doctor. So yeah, college for him was like a big thing. I'm sure it was expected that I'd become a doctor or a nurse or something.
Did you feel
like
pressure that because your parents went to college or your dad went to college that you kind of had to follow footsteps or no?
Kind of, yeah. I kind of felt like I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to be a designer. That's what I wanted to be.
A clothing designer?
Yeah, like a clothing designer, like fashion. And if you ask my mom, I used to make little clothes out of paper and other materials, and I would dress my brother up, and sorry, Renee, he would be my fashion model.
Yeah.
And I would make little paper dolls and make little clothes. But I also wanted to be a veterinarian. But then my dad's view was like, well, why are you going to be a doctor for animals when you can be a doctor for humans, So
because humans are worse, Dad.
Yeah. And so yeah, I did feel pressure, and I know that he probably wanted me to do that. And I mean, I did go to pharmacy tech school. I did that on my own. I graduated. I worked as a pharmacy tech for over 3 years, and then it wasn't, that the field that it is not for me.
Yeah. Because I didn't feel pressure, but like I said earlier, I felt like that's what I had to do. My dad went to college, so it's kind of like, okay, cool. I gotta follow footsteps, and
Mhm.
obviously as a son, because usually in our culture, our parents that migrate over here, the kids always end up being more successful than the parents, right?
Right.
They end up always doing more things than the parents actually do. But in my situation, it was a little bit different because my dad actually went to college. He actually kept bettering his life and his career. My mom, she's basically from here as well, where she was always, had jobs that paid her decent. So
Mhm.
I felt like, okay, well, I have to be more up than my dad. I gotta go above and beyond more than him. He went to college. There's no way I cannot not go to college because he went to college. Like I have to make
Right.
a better living out of myself. He
Mhm.
like he subconsciously put that pressure on me, without him even trying to.
Right.
But then when I go to college and I'm there, those 2 years that I'm there, and I realize that it ain't for me, and I tell him like, yo, dad, I'm not feeling this.
Mhm.
I'm not there, and I don't want to do this. Is when just like you said, you want to be a clothing designer. I wanted to have my own brand. I wasn't pushing overly blunt at this time, but I was pushing, raw, and that was revealing other world before I became OB. So I had like, I want to do clothes. I want to do this. I want to do. I wanted a clothing brand. All my dad said, like I said, I didn't have parents that really pressured me. So my dad said, "Don't waste my money. You want to get out, get
Yeah.
out, get out. But you're gonna have to work, either school or work." Now, when you didn't want to go to school, did your parents give you that option, or what did they put on you when you decided not to go to school?
Well, I ended up not living with them for a period of time.
Okay,
So I was already,
you
I was
can't tell me
working.
nothing type thing, huh?
Yeah. I was like, I'm grown. I'm going to go work. And I mean, it was kind of like a harder route. I had worked before, but at one point I had like 3 jobs, but I was trying to figure out what I was trying to do. I was working retail, I was working at Jamba Juice, and those were my 2 jobs. And I ended up meeting someone at Jamba Juice who was like, "Oh my gosh, you should come work for." That's when Comcast Cable was like literally down the street from my job, and they were like, "You should apply." And I was like, "Really?" They're like, "Yeah, you're great at what you do."
Comcast.
And I was like, and so then I got my first call center job. And so for me, I've worked a lot of customer service, and I have a lot of skills communicating with individuals, and yeah, that's how it worked out for me. I wasn't living with my parents. It wasn't I had my own
Yeah.
bills and my own stuff. So it wasn't like I was under their roof.
So they couldn't really tell you much, huh?
No.
Right. But why do you think that our culture places such a heavy emphasis on college?
I think that, especially for
Because
example, like my parents who left in there was like war and stuff like that. They come here. They didn't go to school here. They didn't go to college here. And then they want opportunity for your kid. They've always said queremos que tengan la oportunidad, like the opportunity
que
to
yo
go
no
to
tuve.
school. Exactly, which I feel, and no shade to any parents. I appreciate all of you. I think that sometimes parents want to live vicariously
Yes.
through their children. And
Yes.
so it's like, you have to do this because maybe if they wish they could be in our position to do it.
Like we kind of correct their past mistakes, huh?
Right.
Ah, that's a lot of pressure though.
It is
It's a lot of pressure,
because
dog. And it's easier said than done. It's easier to say go to
100%.
school, but once you're in there, it's like, is this really for me? Maybe not.
Nah.
Maybe not. But our culture places such a heavy emphasis on that, and I don't know, like, and it goes back to what we said earlier. But I think society kind of programs it to put that emphasis onto college, but like they think it's the only way. Like I never felt that pressure, right? But
Mhm.
my parents were kind of like, "What you gonna do though?" Like, yeah, cool, you don't want to go right now, but they always thought eventually I'll go back because like, what you gonna do?
Right.
What you gonna do? Like, You want to make good money, right? And when I had gone back to school, 2018, I went back for a semester, and I had picked shit. We should even discuss this. We should even discuss this because I lost my train of thought. Because what is it? I'm not drinking no more before I show.
Well, I don't know where you were going with that.
What I bring up?
Well, you were talking about you were going to bring up something, but that something was never disclosed in your thought process. But do you think, though, here, let me ask you this. Do you think that going back to school, because you said that you went back to school, did those classes that you took, were those useful to you?
Yes. Let me answer that, and you brought my thought back. Go to college when you're older and know what you want to do.
Correct.
Don't go straight after high school. Because I went at 17. I was so naive. I'm going to go to business. Because at the time, I was doing my raw thing. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go get a business degree, start my clothing line, everything like that. I told Dennis to go to school for graphic design. And he did. He got his degree in graphic design. And because of that, because of that, we're able to have all this promo stuff.
We're reaping the benefits of his degree.
So yeah, I feel it, and I'm happy for him. But when I went back the second time and later for that semester, I was 24, I believe, at the time, 24, 25. And it was a whole different. I actually liked going to school. I enjoyed it. I picked what I really liked. I was going for radio class, and I was taking communication. So I was learning about media. I was learning about the Hollywood. I took a cinema class, so we learned about how Hollywood came about and everything. So nice. I enjoyed it. I took 3 classes. I enjoyed it. I passed them all. I didn't mind doing the homework. I didn't mind doing the assignments. I enjoyed the time there. Mm-hmm. But then it made me think but in that process too, I was like, yo, these people are really just showing me how to be an employee. They're just really teaching me how to go work for someone. Because I had gone back when I was already potting. So I initially went back because I wanted to be on school radio and build an audience there to bring back to the pod. That was my plan. But when I got there, I realized, this radio program isn't what you guys made it out to be, Mm-hmm. And I'm so used to potting, and I'm so used to being myself on potting that I couldn't cuss. I had to do weather reports. I had to do traffic reports. I don't care about none of that, So I had to do it. So I said, you know what? Let me just learn little things because we started using Pro Tools, started using certain things, so I was able to learn little audio tricks and stuff like that. But I realized this ain't for me. College is not for me because I cannot be an employee.
Right.
I'll be happy for the meantime, but I can't ultimately just be an employee. I have to be running something. I need to own something. You
want more.
I want more. Right now I can get hired on to be a potter, right? Say Spotify comes and be like, yo, bro, I want to hire you on to be a potter. I bet we'll give you $100,000 for the year, whatever. I bet I could be there for 3 years and then be like, okay, I'm not happy no more. I need my own network. I need me now. Okay, I did this for y'all, but I need me now. So that's how I always approach even just my work situations and everything like that. Because I can get promotions, I can start getting paid more. But then I start thinking am I ultimately going to be happy? This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And the answer is no. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. So college the second time taught me, go for what you really love and don't go straight after high school. Go when you're more mature, a little bit more older, because you care more too. You're paying for it, so you care more. When you're younger, you're kind of whatever. I still want to have fun. I still want to go turn up. I don't really care about doing my assignments and doing my homework and spending that extra 3-4 hours outside of class to put the work in.
But I have to just say, there are some students that I've met. I used to volunteer, and that know what they want to do. That know exactly what they want to do. I mean, they're few and far in between, but there are a lot of students, or a handful, I should say. I don't know what it is now, but years ago when I volunteered, who they knew what they wanted to do. They wanted to go to college. Some of these kids now are grad school graduates, but not everyone's like that. And I think that there's like this lens that's created to say, hey, you have to go to college and you have to do this. And it's like in this box.
Yeah.
But not everyone fits in the box.
It doesn't fit in the box. Yeah.
Not everybody wants to be a doctor, be a nurse, be a lawyer. Nothing wrong with that. We need that. But we also need people who can build, people who can fix,
Construction workers, yeah, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm.
Everyone has
Everyone plays a part.
A contribution.
Yeah.
The artists, the musicians. And I know in our culture that's like, oh, he wants to be a musician, or oh, she wants to be an artist. But if you look at it now, a lot of these artists are thriving.
Yeah. And our culture is more on social media, so they see it now. So now it's more it's a little bit more acceptable. Like having a YouTube channel don't sound too crazy no more.
Right. Having your own food business.
Yes,
or having your own.
It don't sound crazy no more.
No.
Well, what you gonna say?
I was just gonna compare it to hip hop. It's like the same thing. Like hip hop, when it came out, it was very looked down upon, very negative, very.
Now it's a way out.
Like what are you doing? And then like more how do you say it? Like family oriented rappers, or like family oriented rap instead of reality rap and all that stuff came out, and it was more like, okay, yeah, this hip hop stuff is more acceptable. We can listen, we can listen to Will Smith and and stuff like that. Yeah. Surface level type, more poppy type stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just came into my head.
It takes time for people to accept things.
To accept the new wave, I think.
Yeah.
I agree. And also I think that our culture is under this notion that, oh, si vas a la universidad and you study, your life is going to be easy. But it's like,
but you know what?
Life isn't really always going to be easy, no matter what your job is.
But you know what's even crazier, Nicole? That you can have the degree and that's all they care about. You can have the degree and be working at the crappiest job and they won't care because you have the degree. Nah?
I'll can I chime in?
Yeah.
I think it's different. I think parents see that degree and see college as like a way to get the bag out here, like a way they couldn't get the bag, if that makes sense. Like I feel like
because they think going to college means a high-paying job, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I feel like they well, I speak from immigrant parents. You know what I'm saying? From an immigrant parents' perspective, where I feel like they came over here to get more money and more, basically more money for their work and for their efforts in life and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when they have us here and they do all that, they're just like, yo, like the ticket is right there. Like, what the fuck you waiting for? Like, the bag is right there. But they don't see the other difficulties and adversity that comes with the whole college and society here and life here and doing all it all changes compared to that side. Because at the same time, like they'll tell me that, and then I'll be like why didn't you finish school over there? Why didn't you do it over there? Why is it up to me?
And it goes back to when Nicole said that they live through us.
Exactly. So so
they want us to correct their mistakes.
So it's that view of like, oh, you. Like the view of I couldn't do it, so you can do it. So then when you have kids, they'll have a better opportunity. It's just like they're seeing it in that way.
Yeah. But what's crazy about the times now, I feel like there's so many ways to achieve that they don't know. That's why it kind of them up. Oh shit.
You're good, bro. We got you covered. You're good. Don't even worry about it.
It kind of it just messes with them because it's just like how are they just gonna like waste their time and be on the internet and be on their phone and think that they're just gonna make a living and do and reap the benefits that I did from putting my hands and feet to work.
And you know what though and this is another reason why I think it's so big in our culture, right? Because they always throw this in our face where they don't want us to work the way they work. They want us to have an easier life. So they say, ve a la escuela to have that lifestyle. Because they're putting all this work and slaving themselves and doing all this labor that they're like, I don't want you to labor the way I do and break your back and all this. So please go to school so you can have a better education and have a better opportunity at a job. But then they're so closed-minded. They don't see that it ain't really what you know, is also who you know. So you can have a master's degree,
Facts.
but if this person has a bachelor's, you can have your doctor's, but if this person has their bachelor's and they know a person that can get in that position, it don't mean nothing that you got your doctor's. So
there's more to it. It's not just education.
It's
like
not just education.
Who you know. You could have a 4-year degree, you could have a master's degree, but if you're not able to sell yourself in an interview, how are you going to obtain that job?
Yeah.
Because I can tell you from experience that I don't have a 4-year degree. I have taken, college courses. I have an associate, but I have sold myself very well to where I have, been the top contender in an interview and the other person has a degree.
Yeah.
There's more skill to it. And that's what I'm saying.
And there's more skill to how you talk and like your slick mouth, and it goes a long way. It goes a long way.
And just knowledge of, you could be educated, but also be worldly, a traveler, a reader.
Yeah.
There's more to it, but they just want to keep you on this one track.
Yeah.
And there's definitely more to it.
Yeah. Like I'm so blessed that like my parents, they're immigrants here, but they came so early that they have a first generation mindset here. So, and I had both sides my whole life. My dad went to college, my mom didn't. But my mom was very successful without a college degree. My dad was very successful with a college degree. So my parents never really pressured me to really, none of my siblings you have to go to school, because we have both examples. Like, you can make it without a degree. Now, is it harder? It's a little bit harder. Yeah, of course. Like, look at my dad. My dad was getting paid good money. Why? Because he went to school for that. And he went to school for something that wasn't common. He didn't go for a business. He didn't go for criminal justice. He went for science. He got his degree in engineering. So, doing working with concrete and doing parking structures and doing stadiums, it's not everyone can do that. It's complicated. So he picked a career path that he was able to benefit into. But imagine he would have picked a business degree or something like that. Who knows where he would have been at? Just because you have a college degree don't guarantee you that bag that we were talking about, that our parents believe is attached with a degree.
They think that it's the one-way ticket.
They 100% do.
But it's there's so much more to it.
And honestly, what it is el orgullo. That's all it is. El orgullo.
El orgullo.
That's all it is. They want to brag about you to your tias. They want to brag about you to your family. They want to brag about you to your cousins. Oh, my son graduated this and that. But they never tell you what he's doing with the degree. All they tell you is they graduated. They don't tell you what they're doing. They don't tell you they're still working at the same job they had while they were going to college. They don't tell you that they're overwhelmed with student loan payments and they're not really happy with their life. But because I went to school and I pleased my parents, and I get that's big in our culture to please our parents.
Right.
We always try to please our parents in our culture, and I'm so I'm glad that the person that I am, I never cared to do that. Not because of being rude. That's just not me. And I never had those parents that guilt trip me about that, So I was able to just not indulge. But parents in the college ways, I get the intention is pure. I get y'all want the best for us. I get you want life to be easy for us.
Yes.
But we're in this time. We're in 2022. You don't need to go to college. You don't. And now you get all these student debts, right? All these loans that you're in to get a piece of paper, and you're still working at the same job. The system loves it. Oh, cool. Working out.
The system loves it.
They love it. But your parents, they don't think otherwise. But a lot of people in our culture, they get the what? They get the FAFSA.
Okay, but here's I want to touch on that because a lot of people don't get any sort of aid. I did not.
I didn't either.
But also, just to touch on that, if you are trying to go to school, if you want to get a college degree, where are the scholarships? Where are the free money? No one teaches you that. No one talks to you about that. No one says, hey, let's get a scholar. How do I get a scholarship? If I'm not playing sports, how do I get a scholarship?
Yeah. Grants, all that.
Right. No, there's no discussion. It's just like,
and if you don't play the academic game, which is being clubs, being in sports,
right,
being avid, being all these ASB, if you're not doing that, then you're at the bottom of like the scholarships and the grants and all that stuff. It's unfortunate, but that's just the game.
Yeah, it's just how it's played. And when it comes to student loans, I worked at a closed door pharmacy for 3 years. I worked with a gentleman who was a pharmacy tech close to retiring, who still hadn't retired because he was still paying his student loans.
Wow.
And pharmacists make really good money.
They do.
And there were a lot of pharmacists in that pharmacy who that was their second job because they were using the second job to pay to try to get rid of the student loans. Because what motivates you to get a student loan of like over $100K? Like, and what if you don't have the job?
Yeah.
It's just,
it's
a lot. You could become a pharmacy tech. I found this out after graduating. You could become a pharmacy tech without having to go to pharmacy tech school. Like you can pass a license or something.
Yeah.
Test to get your license. So it's like, why didn't you guys tell me that?
Money.
Because it's money.
Money.
Yeah.
And the older you get, you start realizing like how it's all a scam. It's a game. But our parents never seem to grasp that, you know? And like college is it's like my grandma all the time. Like she always tells me like you're not thinking about going back to school. Like, you're not what you gonna do. And I understand the time like their mindset and why they look at college that way. But I'm here to tell our culture that there's many ways to get money, man. You don't have to get it going to school. Like go to school if you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a doctor, you want to be something that you need to go to school for, but to be an entrepreneur, you don't have to go to school for.
Or I would just say this. You don't need to take all these classes that they're trying to like have you take. Okay. Take the classes that you need. Take the class that you want to take. I was actually thinking about taking a class, but it's more like a sewing class or something like that that I wanted to. Yeah. But that's something because I want to do that and I'm passionate about that. You know, if you want to learn a language, go take a class. There's nothing wrong with expanding your consciousness.
You say that because I felt that the second time I went to college. When I went back, I was like, I wish I could just take classes that I'm into because there's so much cool stuff on the enrollment thing that I wanted to take. But I hate how they wanted me to pick a major to focus on the classes for the major. And it's like I'm enjoying. Can I just take a nutrition class? I want to take a nutrition class and learn about nutrition. I want to take a class about just video. Like I want to just pick what I want to go in without having a purpose of taking the class. I just want to learn it. But they don't like that. They're like, oh no, you're wasting time. You want to get transferred to a 4-year. You need your credits and
you're wasting time. But we're gonna have you take English and math and everything you did in high school all over again.
Waste of time. Waste of time. Waste of time.
It is a waste of time and
waste
money.
Of money. And I'm so like I'm privileged to where like I went to college because my dad was like, yo, if you go to college, I'll pay for it. I got you. Mm-hmm. When I dropped out, he never was like, okay, well you didn't finish, so you got to pay him out. He was just like, don't make me waste my money. So he ended up paying that $15,000 I was in debt. They were paying that off.
Nice.
But yeah, nice for me, but not for them.
Not for them.
Not for them. Like, and it's crazy because like my dad, like my mom was the one that was like, yo, go to a community college. Go to a 2-year, figure out what you want to do. My dad was like, nah. If he wants to go straight to a 4-year, let him go straight to a 4-year. Why? Because my dad went to Costa. He went to the same college that I attended, that I chose to go to. That's where he graduated from. And obviously, El Orgullo, all my kids going straight to a 4-year. I don't want him to go to 2-year. Like, let him go. That's what he wants to do. Let him do it. And I did it. and nothing. And I didn't graduate. Nothing. I didn't nothing. But I don't regret it like college. And the only thing that I regret about college is not spending too much time in college. I didn't get the full college experience because I would commute about an hour drive. So this 91 freeway, if you're from the IE and the OC, you know the 91, it ain't no joke. So there's only certain hours that you can make it without getting no traffic. So I will go out there early for school and then rush back home before traffic hit and go to work and do everything here. So I didn't spend too much time in college, and that's what I regret. I could have made a lot of friends. I could have networked like crazy. I could have known so much people that are in different positions right now, and I didn't take advantage of that. That's the main thing I regret about college. But what I don't regret is dropping out. I don't regret dropping out. I don't regret changing my mind about college. I don't regret even now to this day that I don't have my college degree. I do not regret that.
I have my associates. I need a few classes for a bachelor's degree, but I don't regret it. I think that I'm, knowledgeable, and I think that people use college to measure how smart you are, and I don't think
that's that one right there. Nope. That's exactly
real.
it. They measure the bar. I hate when people ask you what you do for a living because they're gonna measure you based on what you do for a living.
Right.
And take you serious based on what you do for a living.
Correct. It's like, what do you do? And then it's like,
gases.
Gases para trabajo. And it's like,
oh.
Yeah. For that.
But when it's something that's like crazy, like, oh, okay. ¿Cómo gastaste esto? But when it's something they don't really want to engage in, they're just like, oh. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Soy un potter.
Soy un amateur potter.
Soy un content provider.
Creo content on Instagram. And they'll be like, oh, el Instagram.
El Face.
Oh, en el Face.
Because they don't even say Facebook. They just say el Face.
¿Cuál es el Twitter?
For real. That's how it be. Did your parents ever threaten to kick you out of the house for not going to college? Or you said you were already gone, huh?
Yeah, no.
I'm so glad my parents, because I know a lot of people in our culture that tell their kids pues el colegio te vas a la casa. It's always those two options, like vas a la escuela o te vas a la casa. Mm-hmm. And I was so glad that my dad was just like, go to school or work. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll work.
There's nothing wrong with working. There are a lot of jobs that will provide you with the necessary education for you to excel. That's what I would say. If I could do it all over again, I would probably get a job where that paid for my classes, so I wouldn't have to pay for them.
A job that paid for your classes?
Yeah, because there are jobs that will pay. Like if you're at a job for a period of time, they'll pay for your because it benefits the company that you're going to want to promote and things like that. So they'll pay for, obviously you have to fall under a certain degree that benefits the company, but
white.
If I had to do it all over again, I would just pay attention.
To college or high school or what? Both?
Everything. Just everything. Because I felt like that help was there, and I just felt like also, at the same time, when we're in high school and we're in those types of young ages and adolescent stages, we're not focused on our life. We're not focused on the future. We're focused on getting money, maybe partying, maybe getting some girls or getting some guys, whatever you're into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing that, And
you're trying to live.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because our body and everything.
The hormonal changes. Yeah.
And I also get when they tell us what do you call it? Work hard, play later. Work hard now, play later, whatever. I get that, but it's so easy to say that. But at a young age, you just want to have fun. You're trying to turn up and get into it. But there is those people that are young our age that take advantage and do everything they need to do right away.
Right.
And then 5-6 years later, they making all this money. They solid. It works out in your benefit when you do it that way. But living in the moment to me is more fun too. Living in the moment and just experiencing life. And those same people might be like, damn, I wish I could have lived it up more when I got out of high school, but I went straight to school. Everyone's always...
There's pros and cons.
There's pros and cons to everything, There is.
There's pros and cons and different perspectives, and what works for us may not work for them. And
Right.
That's just how it is.
And college is a perspective as well. You know, your parents can think it's for you and everything like that, but at the end of the day, don't go to college based on what your parents, if that's what your parents want you to do. If you don't want to go to college, don't go to college. And I hate that sometimes people feel like they need to go to college so they don't get kicked out, just so they can please their parents. But in the whole meantime, while they're going to college, they're just turning up, having fun. They're not really even focused on school. They're getting by. They're just getting by with like C's, right? And I hate that phrase, C's get degrees. Because if you're getting C's, that means you're not really into it. You're like really whatever about it. You're just going to please somebody.
Yeah, I've heard that phrase, like B's and C's get degrees, but I'm like, a lot of these people barely are making it by.
But do you get any G's?
B's and C's get degrees, but do you get any G's? That's a bar.
That's a bar right there.
They're getting hundos. Nah, man. If you go to college, props to you.
Props to you.
Yeah.
More
if you
power
finish
to
college,
you.
even more props to you.
Yeah. And it's something that you want to study and achieve.
Yes.
That you want to do.
Because I'm not here to just throw dirt on college. I'm not. I'm just trying to give you all the perspective from our culture, because it is heavily placed on us. And maybe that's not just our culture. I think that's just all cultures, because that's just it's a societal thing. But our people that come from different countries that migrate over here, they think the only way out is for you to go to school, and the only way you're gonna have an amazing successful lifestyle is if you apply yourself to college. And I'm here to tell you guys that's not the case. It's 2022. More of our people are on social media. More of your tias and your tios and your uncles and all that, they're on social media. They know what time it is. They know what time it is. They may not get it yet, but they're starting to. The wave is starting to. I mean, like you said, people are catching up to the wave now. People are realizing, oh, mi hijo tiene TikTok y tiene YouTube y está haciendo bien y, like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Estás en el YouTube, déjame perseguirte, like.
Yeah, shout out to my mom. Like that, all about YouTube now. She's like, oh, I saw this on YouTube, and are you gonna be? She's like, are you and Chris gonna be on YouTube?
We definitely are on YouTube. We definitely are on YouTube. But yeah, like even like doing this pod, like we're approaching it because we do want to make money off this. Eventually, the goal is to make this something big.
The goal is to monetize this, but turn our passion into something that could be a career. Yes,
careers. So I get that, but right now, if our parents are watching this, I can see how they may think like we're crazy, and that's really what inspired my tweet the other day when I said all ideas sound crazy until they work.
Correct.
Because even when I tell people I want to do this pod stuff, I want to do this, I want to do that, they may not say you sound crazy. But the way the level of interaction they give me tells me all I need to know. Like, okay, y'all don't really take me serious. I think I'm just all about.
They're like, vamos a ver.
Yeah, vamos a ver. And I get it.
We'll see.
But guess what? Like, when this works, it ain't gonna be vamos a ver. It ain't gonna be like, oh wow. It's gonna be like, get me on your pod. Let me say this on your pod.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at it. That's the game. That's the game.
That's how it goes. People want to see results. That's just. They want to see numbers. They want to see the final product, but there's a lot of work that has to happen.
Your dad graduated from here as well?
No.
So his stuff counted when he came over here?
So when my dad came here, he had to start over.
Yeah, I figured. So he went to school again, right?
He went to school, but he ended up just he works in the medical field, but he does not practice medicine here.
Oh. And see, I don't get that. Like, I hate how the U.S. does that. Why? Just because you're a lawyer somewhere else, you can't be a lawyer here. Just because you're a doctor somewhere else, you can't be a doctor here. Like, come on.
But then it's also like, I'm sure that there could have been ways, but there's no one, and that could be a whole nother topic, but when you come here, there's no one like, hey, welcome to America. Let me help you figure it out. That's not the case, especially in our culture.
Tell me about it.
So, he is successful, and he's one of the smartest people I know. But it is hard when you come from another country with all these things, and you come here and they want you to do it to their standards or their rules or
that
whatever.
sucks that you have to kind of do it all over again. But you know, I'm gonna keep saying this on the show. I don't care, but just RIP my dad, because he was the first one to graduate from college from our family, and he definitely put that pressure on. Not pressure, but he just set that standard. My grandma, I knew my dad was my grandma's favorite just because he did what was expected out of society. You know, he followed those footsteps. He got married first, had kids later, finished college, got a good job. He did all the steps. So my grandma was like, this is my chosen one. This is my golden child, you know? But my dad definitely was the first one. And my cousin next door actually, shout out to Yasmin. You know, she was the second one from the family. Regardless of we might bump heads and stuff, but she was the second one from the family to graduate from college, and I just got to give props where it's due. She just started working too. She became a correctional officer and stuff like that. So shout out to you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, shout out to her. But I feel pressure. Even like right now, you know, I'm not going to school, but in my mind, I'm like, I always tell myself, how am I going to make more money than my dad? And that's not because I don't know, that sounds ugly saying it like that. Like, I want to make more money than my dad, but I think, like I said earlier, to me, the goal as a child is to be better than your parents, right? Financially, I would say. I want to reach different levels than my parents did, right?
Right. You're just trying to have more achievements and financial success.
But my dad went to college, graduated from college. That's already a bar that I haven't even reached yet, so I'm already like below him. But when this pod stuff works, when this media stuff works, that's when I catapult, because I don't care how much school you got. Like, I'm getting paid this amount of dollars for talking for this. This is the dream you guys wanted for me, right? To work less than you guys.
Yeah.
But not like you can. And I know they wouldn't hate on me, but how can you hate when I don't have a degree, but I'm still getting more money? But there's still parents that's like, mijo, just go to school for me, please. Just get your degree for me, please. You could be super successful already. You could be having your own life, your own house and everything, but because you don't have that piece of paper, they're still like, mijo, please, just for me. Can you do it for me? I don't get it, but
yeah. There's so many different paths to a successful endpoint. And college doesn't have to be a part of that.
It doesn't. And that's why I want to relay this message to, you know, just all the young people out there. Like, stop. Like, if your parents are expecting you to go to college, but you don't want to go to college, I know it might be hard to just say no, but you have to follow your heart and do what you do and do what you want to do. Maybe college isn't for you right now. It might be for you in 5 years. It might be for you in 6 years. But if you're young right now and you're questioning it, get out. Figure out what you want to do. Don't figure out what you want to do while you're going to general ed. Don't do that. Figure out what you want to do and then approach it, because the answer might be technical school. The answer might be online school. The answer might be a little course. It might be something different. You don't know yet. But because society puts this pressure on you, your parents put this pressure on you, you're automatically thinking college is the way out. College is the only way I'm gonna make it. And then sometimes when people don't go to college, they get discouraged thinking they're never gonna be something in life. They're never gonna get to a certain type of level. I'm always going to work at the bank. I'm always going to work at Burger King. I'm always going to work at this. I'm always going to work at that. And it sucks, but life requires work. You want to get your degree? Work. Anything you want to do, you have to work for it. So it don't matter. You have to apply yourself to something. That something may be college for you. It ain't for me.
Yeah.
But shout out to my dad, definitely being the first to graduate. That's big. That's big in our culture. Yeah. When you're the first person to graduate from the family, that's pretty big. You actually get how do you say it? You're a consentido.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, it's good if you do it, you're happy. That's what matters.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that was real plática right there, man. That was some real plática. College gets deep too. It was just an interesting topic that I had thought about, because I know it plays a big part in our culture, and the emphasis that our parents and our grandparents
Right.
put on us because of college. So it's something I wanted to touch on because it's not the only answer. It really is not the only answer.
It's not.
There's especially now. There's so much way to get to it. There's so much way to get successful. And I'm sorry if you feel if you feel like a paper is gonna validate your status in life. If that's what you need, by all means, go attack that and get that. But we gotta stop, convincing people that if you don't have your degree, that you're not worth as much.
Right. You are valuable either way.
All right, Nicole. Well, let's get out of here. Before we get out of here, Palabra del día. Palabra del día.
Palabra del día.
What's our palabra del día today? Oh, I'm actually going to play this on my phone. So the palabra del día is Tino. Do you know what Tino means, bro? T-I-N-O?
Nope.
You're gonna learn something new today. This tripped me out. I'm gonna play this, Nicole, and we're gonna hear it. Then we'll get into the word. Cause I learned it too, and I'm like, okay, then I'm gonna apply this to the palabra del día. Let's play this real quick. Let me see.
How old were you when you realized that the piñata song that we sing as kids, Dale, 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 no pierdas el tino, you've been singing it wrong your entire life. You sing it, Dale, 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 no pierdas el tiro. It's tino with an N. Tino means judgment. We say tiro because we thought, oh, tiro, like the hit, when you smack the piñata. Because it rhymes with camino, right? Porque si lo pierdes, pierdes el camino. So basically, the translation is, go ahead, don't lose your judgment, because if you lose it, you lose your way. Mind blown. How old were you when you realized that the piñata song that we sing as kids...
Bro, isn't that crazy? Dale, 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 no pierdas el tino. Not no pierdas el tiro.
El tiro. We're over here talking about beating the piñata, and really there's a deeper meaning to it this whole time.
And I didn't know that tino meant judgment.
Judgment. Good judgment. Or no, just judgment. But...
Judgment. So I saw the clip and I was just like, this palabra del día, because I never knew tino was judgment. And when I heard that, it just blew my mind because, I always said, dale, 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 no pierdas el tiro.
It's el tiro.
Because always when we sing it, when we're hitting the piñata. That's our palabra del día right there, man. Tino.
Tino.
So basically, like, when you lose judgment, you lose the path, right? That's what he said?
Yeah.
Bars.
When you lose your sense of judgment, you stray from the path, is what I'm guessing he meant.
Mind blown.
I did not. I was today years old when I learned that. Thank you.
Le dices dos y ya le dices tres y su tiempo se acabó.
Ya le diste una, ya le diste tres. Y tu tiempo se acabó. And on that note, we want to wish you guys a happy day, happy night, happy morning, whatever time of the day you're listening to this to. Last words, Nicole, before we get out of here. Because Kendra just dropped and, we skedaddling out of here.
We're trying to skedaddle.
Look, it just dropped too, bro. I checked that out. Definitely, it's a double disc. It's a double disc.
How many tracks? That's another pod.
18.
It's another pod.
18.
18.
Yeah,
Wow.
Oh, 9.
Okay.
Yo, he got Kodak Black right here. Oh. All right. Sorry, no lo siento. Healing with Nicole. Chris X Matt. De uno. Last words, Nicole. You good?
I'm good. Thank you for listening. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you. Muchas gracias.
Yes, shout out to everyone listening to Sorry No Lo Siento. I appreciate you. Please follow Sorry No Lo Siento page, Instagram, TikTok, SNLS Pod on Twitter.
Yes.
Follow Chris X Matt. Follow Healing with Nicole. Follow Day One. I have all that tagged for you guys to follow and make it easier for you guys. Please continue to share this podcast with your loved ones, with your family, with your friends, everyone,
with your coworkers.
Everyone.
Todos.
You guys feel like will enjoy this podcast. Today's episode was a little rocky, and we're sorry if it sounds a little bit rocky. We just had a bunch of technical difficulties. We had a bunch of different I'm tired of the technical.
Life happens.
It was a late start.
But we made it work. So
And
thank
then
you so
Zoom
much.
decided to play games with us.
Yeah.
Ay.
Yes.
But
you wanted me to play some of that?
Well, I figured it was only fucking sorry.
No,
Oh
lo
my
siento.
But I feel like it was only right because the topic you guys were obviously speaking on, and
You know what's crazy? I was trying to find a college song in Spanish, and there's none.
You can just listen to this album. You can even play the skits. You know, not even the songs. But yeah, shout out to all you guys. You know what I'm saying? Peace out. Sorry, no siento.
We're just gonna get out with the homegirl. I picture myself like if I was like my dad or my mom's in college days, definitely be rocking out to this in the dorms and stuff, you know?
Y soy rebelde.
Yes, sir. Gracias a todos por estar aquí con nosotros. You know, this is Sorry No Lo Siento, man. Spanglish speaking podcast.
No lo siento.
And we will see you guys all next week for our next real Plática. We are out of here.
Próxima.
Peace
Adios.
out.